Hello and welcome to the I've Seen Everything Reaction Wrap-Up. My name's Andrew and I'm glad to have you here with me. This is where I share my thoughts, rating, and review following my most recent reaction or watch-along video. To find these reaction and watch-along videos, please visit @SeenEverything over on YouTube. Please be sure to click the follow button here on the podcast, and for those listening on Apple Podcasts, a rating and review would be greatly appreciated. And now, on to this episode's wrap-up for The Nightmare Before Christmas. Well, everyone, unsurprising to all of you and to me, that was a lovely experience. That was a nice little addition to the world of Tim Burton. Obviously, you can see his influence on that. I'm actually paused right here in the credits on the part that says, based on story and characters by Tim Burton. I wonder what that is. I wonder if he just helped in the concept stage or if he created something using this story and characters prior to this. Please let me know in the comments if you know. I can definitely see how this has become a classic for so many people. Such an interesting subject matter as far as having what amounts to a holiday movie that can span or anywhere from Halloween to Christmas. That's not a gap that you usually see bridged very often. Although we are starting to see not necessarily Halloween, but certain things bleed over into each other as far as, horror movies that take place at Christmas and things like that. I did really enjoy this. Watching it, I got a lot more of the sense, if this movie had come out 5 years before it did, in the late 80s or something, I would have been under 10 years old. I would have seen this. I would have been all over this. This would have been something I watched over and over again, certainly at least every year. I know Tim Burton's movies before that I watched quite a bit. I watched Beetlejuice a lot. I watched Edward Scissorhands a lot. I feel like I just barely fell out of the kind of core demographic they were aiming at with this movie. It's not to say I couldn't have seen this and really enjoyed it, even at 12 or 13 years old, but it didn't take hold as far as that nostalgia with me because of that. I feel like I just missed that. And for that reason, I feel like there are people who grew up watching this who will always have more of a connection to it than I could watching it now as an adult. Even, and not just saying people who watched it like who were kids in the early 90s when it came out, but people who have grown up watching it now, kids that are still young now or who have maybe are adults now but grew up in a time period after this came out, who had it introduced to them by family or whatever. I mean, it really is a timeless story that any kid would love. Any kid who loves kind of spooky Halloweenish kind of stuff. And it's right at that right level where it would come off a little spooky and scary to like younger kids, but not so much that it kind of, dominates the overall theme and story of what's going on. I do wish, it's hard to say this for a kid's animated work from the 90s, I do wish they had wrapped things up a little bit. Like I said, we're about to see what Jack learned from all of this. He didn't tell us. I guess we kind of saw it in that they were having their own kind of Halloween Christmas celebration. The moral of the story, I guess, being kind of stay in your lane, as Santa told him. Halloween's your thing, Christmas is mine. Don't come into my house and presume you know what to do. I wish he had said something about like, how would you feel if I had come to take over Halloween? But obviously you don't want to have too much exposition, and it feels like they got the message for sure. Yeah, just a cute little Halloween/Christmas kids movie, which maybe this is the only movie that occupies that space. Is there anything else? And please help me in the comments, because if there are, I don't know them. Is there anything else you can think of? Any other movies or television shows, things like that, that kind of bridge holidays together? I don't know which other ones you would combine. I mean, obviously Halloween and Christmas are two of the most popular. But are there any others that bring Halloween and Christmas together? Are there any others that bring just any other two major holidays together that you can think of? I'd be interested to hear, because I certainly don't know any others. But I did very much enjoy this. I'm very glad I watched it. Thank you all for voting for it. You were right once again. Not to say that the other movies on the list weren't good options too, and we'll certainly get to those. But I am very glad to have finally watched this. I should have watched it a long time ago. But because I didn't, I got to watch it for the first time here with you. And isn't that just special? Anyway, as far as a rating for this movie, I don't know. I don't know how much better you could get at something like this. I don't quite have the nostalgia for it, like I said, because I didn't grow up watching it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4.5. That's pretty high up there. And I really feel like it does a good job at what it's doing. If I had that nostalgia factor for it, I probably would give it a full 5. But 4.5 is still way up there. Still very enjoyable. Probably will watch it again. Very happy to show it to other people who maybe haven't seen it. But I get the sense that I'm one of the last people to see this. So again, thank you for being here to watch it with me. If you'd be so kind, please go ahead and rate, comment, and share this episode of the podcast. Really helps me out here. And I will see you on the next one. Looking forward to it. Happy Halloween, Merry Christmas, and everything in between. Take care. Thank you for listening to the I've Seen Everything reaction wrap-up. Again, to find these reaction and watch-along videos, please visit @SeenEverything over on YouTube. Please consider following the podcast, and for those on Apple Podcasts, a rating and review are always appreciated. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll meet you here on the next episode.